What in the hell is going on here? All right, we got a little project update. I did a little bit of work. No, it's not running, but here's what we got done. So, got everything mounted, everything's torqued down. So this is where it's gonna be for good until shit breaks and we gotta take it apart. But was able to find a sleeve last minute. Hopefully this holds up. These little fittings right here, I was told that are definitely gonna melt. So I'm gonna go ahead and replace these with the 4-4 and stainless steel fittings. Let's get it over with. I mean, I may keep these on here just to do some test runs, but nothing long term. That'll melt. But got the oil line. Yeah, here I go again. It's Monday. I have the oil line ran. There it is. Everything's tightened down. So fitment's pretty good. There's nothing that's too close. We got downpipe, dump tube, manifold, triple stack there. So with this kit, you're actually able to keep the oil filter, the blue guy there, Honda OEM. Oh, but no focus for the win. Anyways, you're able to keep the oil filter in the stock location and run the OEM water cooler. So that's a plus. And because I'm in Florida, is this camera all blurry? Because I'm in Florida, I definitely want to keep the water cooler. Last S2000 did not have the water cooler. Never saw an issue. Always monitored the oil temp. And everything was good. But I lived in San Diego, lived in Virginia Beach. Didn't really drive it too much in the summer, but here in Florida, I'm in Tampa. This is hot. So any little bit of cooling I can get, definitely gonna keep. So was super stoked. Actually, which is part of the reason why I chose this manifold is because I didn't have to remove that. Normally I run the Inline Pro oil filter relocation kit and I'll mount it right here in the front, which makes oil changes nice, you know, and gets that out of the way. The only thing that I see as an issue here is changing the oil. Might have to remove the downpipe just because of how that thing's like sitting snug back there. But I mean, I'm not gonna have to change the oil too much. Oh yeah, not my face. Let's look at the blow-off valve. So, got the blow-off valve mounted. This line will stay. It's not gonna melt, at least it shouldn't. Oh, here you go. So I got the blue tape off of the catch can. So that's the prettiness going on there. I did not make this, although I think I can get close to welding some beads like that. Close enough. But this was a one-off I had custom made. Origin Fab is the one that made it. So I sent him, cool dude, makes really nice stuff. I mean, it's legit. And so I sent him some pictures of the last catch can I had that was kind of custom made, but he made it for a few people. And that was, what was that, 8 years ago? So this dude at Origin Fab was nice enough to take my pictures and make something pretty much identical. However, he did take it on himself and made it better and nicer because he welded the fittings, these guys down here, from the inside, which my last one was not, and I didn't really realize how much nicer it was doing it from the inside until I saw this. So kudos and props to Origin Fab. Definitely solid work on this catch can there. What else? Some things I'm gonna change. These are just a little cheap China clamp. So I bought a eBay kit, intercooler piping kit, just 2.5 inches, just kind of get started here. But now that I was getting to work with this aluminum, you know, definitely not the best. So does it work? Yes. However, on the bends, it's pretty distorted. So you gotta kind of bend it back into shape. Not impossible. It's just when I went to go and weld it, it's just, you gotta kind of toy with it and reduce those gaps a little bit on the bends. But other than that, I mean, it's good. Pipe was nice, 2.5 inches. So I'm gonna upgrade to probably 2 3/4, maybe. But on the last kit I had, or last car I made 712, I think, on 2.5 inch charge piping. So for this build, I think I'm gonna stick with a 2.5, but as this thing transforms into a race car, which it will, and I think that's where the Samsonas transmission, you know, that's gonna be like that line you cross. Like, I'm sure we've all been there, right? Where you start building, I'm just gonna keep it stock, and then all of a sudden, shit, it's not stock anymore. It's not even recoverable. Like, you can't even go back. So I'm not at the point of no return right now, and that point of no return is really when you start changing out the gearbox and having to adapt a bunch of things over. The 8.8 rear end, still not a point of no return, but I think once the transmission's changed out, the rear end's changed out, then the cage goes in. At that point, it's just not going to be stock again. I'm going to leave full stock interior, of course, but I think once I started to realize, like, you know, the values were going up in the S2000s, that's fine, right? And I just kept it stock for a couple years, and all my friends were like, yeah, it's just a matter of time before you're going to change this and it be turbo, because I don't think I've ever kept anything all motor in my life. But once I realized that I'm never going to sell the car, that's where I said, you know what, fine, I'll do it. But I was cautious, you know, relocating, you know, the stuff out of the fender, or in that area right there into the fender, relocating the drive-by-wire box. You know, that's why I mounted everything to minimal, you know, trimming. So the only thing I had to trim over here, it's kind of hard to see, but the piece of this, where this pipe enters, it's just a small piece that had to be trimmed, nothing crazy. Actually, you can see them right there, there's two little, that's as much as I had to trim. And that's just to get the intercooler piping in. That's a no-brainer. But other than that, I'm able to keep, you know what, let's take a look underneath. So underneath the car, you know, I'm able to keep this guy, which on the last car, pretty much removed all of it. This was gone. These were still here, of course, because that's part of this wheel well here. But this guy was gone. The front shroud was gone, which I can't put the stock one back on, so I got to make one out of ABS plastic. But we'll get there. Right now, the weather's pretty cool. So, but yeah, everything underneath the car still looks pretty stock. It's clean. Got to finish up the exhaust. But fuel lines, I didn't remove the stock fuel lines. Again, I just was a little nervous about ripping out too much of the OEM, so I just kind of ran my own lines next to it. That's about it. But yeah, let me get my fat ass. Ooh, crunchy knees. So yeah, so we got a lot done, but it didn't start. So got to fill it up with oil. That's good. Got to finish plumbing. Waiting on some more vacuum lines or fittings, and then warm it up and bleed the coolant. Let's see what we got going on. What do we have going on this side? So we are going to be running the Flash Pro box. So because my last car had Haltech, you know, I was pretty spoiled on a lot of the features there. But now that Hondata doesn't make the boost by gear mod, or they don't do the boost by gear mod anymore, I was pretty upset about that. So AEM Infinity it is. Not right now though, because that's like 14, 16, oh, some people are driving. Hold on. A lot of Air Force traffic. So Hondata doesn't make that anymore. So AEM Infinity is gonna be the best replacement for me. I've heard that it does drive-by-wire just fine, and then we can have a little bit more boost control. So right now, I'm gonna be running the Greddy Profect Type S, the three knob jam, and it's, to me, it's a phenomenal boost controller. I mean, you just turn the knob, you go, and you're done. It's just, I'm not gonna have boost by gear. It's gonna be boost by hand. So once I hit like 4th gear, then I can hit the high boost button. But I'm not gonna do that for long. I'm sure I'll get tired of it. But for now, it's a street car. So this is the, where's the boost controller at? This guy. I know a lot of you young bucks out there weren't around when this thing came out, but this thing is awesome. This is my second one. I should have took the last one I had out of the car. But the boost controller holds solid. It does have some gain control there of how fast the wastegate reacts. And so I do love this for what it is, but not gonna be permanent here. So that is the update for now. Today, are we gonna get it running today? I don't know. But if I do, I'll be sure to live stream it. That's all I got, so y'all have a good day.